What's up, everybody? This is Deeper Than You Wish podcast. We are back with our favorite Kenny.
Woo!
We got so many questions about the podcast last time. Everybody enjoyed the information he gave, so here we are. Kenny. I'm just joking. So since we met you last time, you had a bunch of people. I mean, you've seen how many people since then?
I don't know.
I know, right?
Hundreds.
Yeah. So it's like you said, like you've mentioned before. You said it's just collecting data. You have a bunch of information that you've been able to gather, and then just kind of come up with solutions for a lot of these problems. Is there any different problems that you see now? What would you say has been the biggest challenge and I would say the biggest challenge in a good and a bad way?
Well, right now I've just been trying to crack a code right now. And that is with the female bodybuilders. We know that just the female anatomy in general is more complicated than the male body, whether you believe that or not, sorry, but it's the truth. I mean, when we're talking about hormones, that's been the kind of the hot topic. When I get a lot of these female athletes that come in,
I'm just joking.
It's a good story.
Yeah, I really don't like it.
But with the amount of hormones, in the female body, it's more of finding ways to help regulate everything. And that has been kind of the main research that the majority of my time has been putting research into finding ways to help regulate the female hormones. And we're talking about prolactin, estrogen, progesterone, even adjusting the dopamine, cortisol. And so I've just been digging deeper and deeper, and also been using different supplements and been getting amazing results though. I mean, I have females now that are able to sleep at night.
Oh my God.
They haven't been able to sleep.
No, I think people can't sleep, right? What do you find, what's your marker in order to tell whether the prolactin's on?
So it all starts with the cortisol.
Okay.
So that has been the foundation and the root cause of what's throwing everything off. So what I've been finding is a lot of female athletes that they come in and they tell me, well, I'm on estrogen right now, or I'm on progesterone. But that's just kind of filling in a gap. That's not the root cause of what's throwing off the estrogen and the progesterone and the prolactin.
Okay.
A lot of it starts with the cortisol, and people are skipping that. So if we can fix the high amount of cortisol, and if we can drop that down to the point where these female athletes can start sleeping at night and recovering, the adrenals are recovering, they're producing more adrenaline, and the cortisol level drops, it's almost like it fixes everything. I mean, we're talking about multiple hormones just from that. So you can take estrogen and stuff, but that's not going to fix the issue.
You're right. I haven't thought about that. I was gonna say, I mean, it's just the reality. It's just
been a lot of research.
There's a lot of coaches that will just flat out just tell us what to take. But I never pulled back in that sense and really thought about what is the causing factor to the levels going off. I think a lot of bodybuilders just think it's just the stuff that we take.
Yeah. Plus the dopamine too. I mean, if you're finding yourself just like, if you're sad and your mood's down and you're just not feeling motivated, a lot of times just your dopamine is thrown off. But like I said, if we can fix the cortisol, it's like your dopamine starts going up. Now you're starting to feel more motivated, more positive, and yeah, it's
how many
wild.
How many people are sad?
A lot.
It's all of them. A lot of them. Huh?
Yeah.
I think we're all going through something, but it's how you react to it and then what you do with it. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not and the other part too, and this is probably where a lot of people, and this is like a little bit off the subject, but even that I have female athletes that are on gear right now, they can continue on taking gear. I mean, it's not that bad as long as you're taking other things to help support the organs.
It's not that bad, folks.
It's really not.
We'll see you soon.
I know,
I'm just joking.
and some people don't like me saying that, but it's the honest
truth.
truth. When I look at blood, and if I get a female athlete who's a bodybuilder and she says that she's on gear, and I look at her blood and it looks amazing and she feels amazing, I ask her what she's taking. And a lot of it is geared towards gut health, adrenal health, and they're on top of it, and that's why they feel good. And I don't see really a whole lot of issues in the blood versus a female athlete who is on gear but she's not taking care of her organs. That's why she's not sleeping good. That's why she's not digesting properly, and why she's got a lot of inflammation in the organs. But yeah, it's all about just taking care of yourself, but knowing what to take. But even gear is not necessarily a bad thing.
Because everybody makes it too. I mean, that's true. That's true. That's true. Ooh. All right, we can hop on. I'm just joking, but they make it seem like it is though. I feel like everybody always tries to make it seem like it's some crazy thing that you're taking. But I guess it would be because of the organ function, right?
Yeah, I mean, it really targets the liver. I mean, it puts a lot of stress on the liver. But if you're taking the right supplements to nurture the liver, it really doesn't impact it as much as people think it does.
What would be the right supplements?
So
a very general
milk thistle.
Okay.
Milk thistle is probably the number one. I know a lot of different bodybuilders that have told me they take Tudka, which is another one. But I've seen blood where bodybuilders are taking Tudka and they're on gear and their blood doesn't look good.
What about glutathione?
Glutathione, I think you can even go more simpler than that. I think you can go with milk thistle, dandelion root, artichoke leaf. Those natural herbs right there are already fixing a lot of the athletes that I'm working with.
So a bunch of you people taking glutathione, I'm just joking. It's expensive.
It is expensive. I don't know, maybe it helps, but I'm thinking even just a more simple route that is very effective.
Dandelion root?
Dandelion root's amazing. And then artichoke leaf and milk thistle.
Okay.
Those are really big ones, and I'm telling you, those athletes feel great.
Doesn't have to be this like huge liver protocol.
No, not really. And you can find supplements at a natural grocery store that has milk thistle and that blend. But if you take that once in the morning, once in the evening, if I saw someone's blood who is really under stress, I'll have them do 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. But as long as you're on gear, you just keep taking that. And then if you're off of gear, you really don't have to keep doing a liver support. The body should be fine for the most part.
Yeah, nice. And then that would essentially regulate their hormones.
Yeah, the adrenals.
That would help.
Yeah, ashwagandha, things like ashwagandha will help out the adrenal support. Chasteberry is another big one. But yeah, there's a few easy supplements. Ginger root, ginseng. There's all kinds of different things, but ashwagandha seems to be pretty effective. And yeah, L-theanine is another really good one to help relax the mind. That helps a lot of women sleep at night. So if you're having issues where you're waking up a lot in the middle of the night, then doing some L-theanine and ashwagandha, do that blend, and that helps a lot of my female athletes sleep at night.
L-theanine and ashwagandha. Where, if somebody wanted to get their blood checked by you, where would they have to go? And are you going to be going anywhere?
Let's see. I know here in Arizona, we're going to be visiting a couple different gyms. We're going to one called Bell Fitness, which is in Litchfield. In January, we'll be in Alabama. And then we're going to be in Utah in probably I've got a handful of people wanting us to go to Utah. Probably early December we'll be there. California is another one. So I know a lot of West Coast, but I've also been asked by someone in Florida to go over there, and that's Central Florida, so that'll probably be in January. But if you're here in Arizona, then yeah, this is where the main office is.
Right here is this. This right here is this. But okay. And then how much does it cost? Like, is there a wait list? Can they go on the website and figure it out?
Yeah, you can go on the website. If you go to aksportstraining.com, you can go to book online, and then you can see the schedule. Whenever you see a gap, you can fill it in. $200 for your first visit. I'll do a full analysis on the body. We'll look at your red blood cells, white blood cells. We'll look at some nutrient deficiencies. We can see the health of your organs. Then I'll ask some questions. How much alcohol are you drinking? How much caffeine are you taking in? And how well do you sleep? What's your calorie intake like? And we'll go over that. And based off of those answers and looking at the blood, we can find a solution. For most people, I can find a solution to help.
How common is alcohol?
Not common at all,
oh,
actually.
Wow.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's not. When I first started working with bodybuilders and athletes, I was just thinking, you're with groups of people, you probably go out and party, but no, actually, a lot of them don't drink alcohol at all. But caffeine is really high, and caffeine is what can impact the cortisol level. So I think a lot of bodybuilders don't know that. No one's taught that. But the more caffeine that you take in, it pulls all the adrenaline out of your adrenals, and then you start producing cortisol. And then that's when all the hormones start getting thrown off, and it could just be the start of slowing down on the caffeine intake.
And it could essentially not be the dosage?
Yeah.
Oh, so we might be changing the dosages just because we think.
Yeah, it's you're causing a lot of stress and fatigue in the adrenals. Now, the better in shape you are, the more your adrenals can produce adrenaline. But if you keep just kind of drying it out and taking the adrenaline out by increasing your caffeine intake, you're gonna feel like garbage.
So is it safe to say that if everybody did a caffeine cleanse prior to hopping on a cycle, that does?
Probably. I mean, you can keep doing a cycle. I think it's fine, but I would lower the caffeine below 200 milligrams.
Like if we did this, if we cleansed our body of caffeine prior to starting our gear, would it affect us better?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh dang.
Yeah. No, it absolutely would. You may need to taper off, especially some of you that may be in the 900 milligrams of caffeine. You may not want to go cold turkey and just.
That's crazy.
Stop.
No, the other day my head hurt.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just haven't. But dude, I was like, I haven't had caffeine. I was
Yeah,
like, but I didn't have it
down.
until like 10 p.m.
The best protocol is take 200 milligrams off each week and work down to where you can get below 200. So if you're one of those that's in the 900, even 1,000 milligrams, each week you drop 200 and then try to get below the 200 milligrams.
I haven't had
and stay
caffeine
there.
in like the last like 4 days.
And your head's fine?
The first day it was hurting. Like I had caffeine at the end of the night. It was like 200 milligrams. And then other than that, I was just like, I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna DoorDash caffeine just to get it here. So I just didn't do it. And then it was fine, but my head was hurting for a bit.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, you gotta slow it down. But end result though, with the amount of the athletes who are kind of my test subjects, they're all sleeping better. I mean, and I have women who haven't had periods in years, where their hormones are so thrown off, they're not sleeping good at night, they're getting hot flashes, their body's hurting, their bones are hurting. But if we can just regulate the hormones and take care of the cortisol, that's a great start, because that will impact everything else in the system. Instead of taking, estrogen here, progesterone here, something for your prolactin and this, and then, but let's just take care of the cortisol, and that balances everything out. Even your testosterone will balance it out.
Cool. All right, guys. He's got to take off. He's gonna go be number one flag football. They're number one in the state. Go Highland Hawks. But all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in.
Hello?
Oh, this is different. This is choking out. My bad. Anyways, we'll see you guys soon.